What is up, folks? Welcome back to another video. My name is DeAngelo, and in today's video we are going to talk about something really important, and that is internet security. So if you haven't heard about it by now, which, don't blame me if you didn't, because it's really pretty new, it's Cloudflare. They're having a really bad security bug that's causing all their data to leak onto the internet. And this is like real data. This is personal, real private data, like passwords, private messages. It's just crazy bad. So if you want to learn more about that, stay tuned, watch past the bumper, and you'll see all about it. Here's everything you need to know. So first things first, who is Cloudflare? If you haven't heard of it, no worries. I'm going to tell you all about them. So Cloudflare is self-described as pretty much a web performance and security company. And they work with some of the major brands. I'm talking Fitbit, I'm talking Uber. They have like 150 of those people. And they're doing real hardcore security stuff for these clients. I mean, all your personal data they're protecting against DDoS attacks. They're registering domain name servers. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff outside of just securing data. So this leak, it's not really a hack, it's a leak. Their data was, I'll get to that in the second point, but this is a really bad thing that you should really pay attention to if you use services like Uber, you use services like OkCupid. That's just some of the bigger names. There's not even talking about all the different services. So what I'm gonna do in this video is tell you what's going on. Then this is gonna be the format for all the news shows. Is I'm gonna tell you who's affected, what's going on, why is it happening, and how this affects you, and how you can either stop it or take advantage of it. So that's what's coming up next. So what is happening? So Cloudflare's code started just leaking data just everywhere. And this data leak has been happening since last year. It's been going on for a couple months. Like, this is legit crisis level problems. And Cloudflare's leak has been dubbed CloudBleed. Pretty fitting. Cloudflare, bleed, their data's leaking. So to Cloudflare's credit, they've acted really fast to try and stop the leak, fix the problems, just do all this good stuff. But the problem is, it's been leaking for a long time, for like months. And in the internet world, months might as well be years, because things move super quick. So it's been leaking for a long time, and they just got aware of it. So while clap it up to Cloudflare, because when they got notified, they acted fast. But your data's been out there potentially for like who knows how long, who knows how much, and who knows who's truly affected. So I'm going to tell you how to take steps to protect yourself in the future, take steps to protect yourself in the past if you use these services, and that's coming towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. So while this is happening, pretty much there's a bug, there was a bug in their code. Just normal code writing problems. If you've played games like League of Legends, or if you played, other games or used other services, you know that sometimes the code can get a little wonky and things don't always work the way they're supposed to. That's kind of what happened here. So their code pretty much failed in one key spot, but that one, as you know, one bug in one spot creates like 17 bugs somewhere else, and that's kind of what happened. So they had a bug, and it was for temporary data writing to like a cache where temporary data is stored. So they were writing data to this, and the services, as it wrote that data and it filled up that temporary cache, it took that data and just continued writing somewhere else. So what it was supposed to do was, just write the data, and when it fills up, delete the old data to make room for the new data. Instead of that happening, it just kept writing and writing and writing, except instead of writing on a piece of paper, it started writing on your pillows. It started writing on your drinks. It started writing on everything. It just boom everywhere. And that's not good, because we didn't know, well, not me, but they didn't know where it was going. They just thought everything was good, things looking good. But things aren't looking good, because things are just, your walls are getting destroyed. So that's pretty much what happened with Cloudflare. That's the technical, and if you want more details on like exactly what happened in real technical speak, you can check out the description. I'm putting the actual blog the blog post. I do this every time. Every video I feel like is just a speech fail, but the blog post from Cloudflare in the description. So if you want to check it out, if you want to learn more, go ahead and check it out and put it at the very top so you can look at it right away. So last but not least, how this affects you. So your data could potentially be out there. That's scary, that's terrifying. You want to do everything you can to protect your passwords, protect your data, protect your privacy. You need to do some key steps. You need to take some good internet security best practices. Now, like I said, your data could be compromised. So here's what you should do. If you think you're affected, if you don't think you're affected, and you just have other services like everybody. So what you should do is you should use, number one, use complex passwords. I mean, don't just take your favorite drink and be like, oh, cranberry. Cranberry is going to be my password. Why? Because that's pretty weak. It's weak in the sense that it's a bad password, and it's weak in the sense that, it's easily guessable. You can, if they know what's your favorite drink, they'll just say, oh, password's cranberry. And then they'll type in cranberry and your data's gone. You need to use complex passwords like cranberry 1, but more complex, like cranberry grape apple juice $7 You need to just make it super crazy, but not too crazy to the point where you will never get it, because that doesn't help anybody. Next step, number 2, you should definitely, if you can help it, don't share your password across multiple services, because then if one gets hacked, one gets lost, one gets bugged, whatever, you have now compromised on 2 networks instead of just one, which ups your level of risk, which ups your level of exposure, and it's just all bad. So if you can mitigate your risk, do not share passwords. That's a good practice. Now, number 3, what you can do is set up 2-factor authentication whenever possible. So that's, sometimes you see you need to log in on your phone, get code. Games do this. Blizzard does this with the Blizzard Authenticator. I believe Steam does it too. A lot of different, Google, YouTube, Gmail, a lot of these different services want 2-factor authentication because that's just better protecting your data. And it makes them look good when they say, we protect our users' data. So take up those services if possible all the time. Make sure you download the apps. Make sure you download the website stuff. Just have multiple ways to protect yourself. This isn't really related to technology, but in boxing, they say protect yourself at all times. That's kind of the same way in technology. Protect yourself at all times. Don't get beat up. Don't get hacked. Don't get phished. That's another thing, phishing. Just protect yourself at all times. And lastly, the most important, that's really pretty basic, but has to be said because it happens so often. Do not share your passwords with other people if you don't have to. Most companies aren't going to contact you and ask for your password or your login name, your username. It's usually, no one's going to be like, hey, this is Bob from who cares. What's your password? Hey, this is Janice from other company. What's your social security number? People aren't going to do that for the most part because they know that you shouldn't, and if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, not going to tell them that information, so they don't even try. But some people, some less reputable people, some scoundrels, some scumbags, some deviants, some hoodlums, some digital hoodlums might want to take your information. And they target old people, young people, people who might not know. They try and get their passwords. They try and get their login information. And then when they give it up, they sitting there like, oh yeah, this is Janice from, company number 3. And, we're trying to help you out with this data leak that just happened. So if you could just give us your information and we can make sure you're all good. They're not going to do that. The real company's not going to do that. The scoundrels are going to do that. So if you get a call from McDonald's talking about your burger needs your password or needs your bank account number, you getting hacked, you getting phished, run, hang up the phone, click, you're done. So, you know, I hope this video has been helpful. If you think that you, once again, getting back to the main original point of this article video, if you think you've been hacked, if you think you've been a part of this bug, you need to fix your stuff. You need to change your passwords, protect yourself at all times, and potentially think about, you know, tightening up that security. But until next time, I hope this video helps you out. My name's DeAngelo, bringing you the news, bringing you important stuff that I find on the internet. But my name's DeAngelo. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.